Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Saloon Driver once again coming to you with another unboxing and review of a watch that is mine. This watch was a trade. I traded this watch for another one in my collection. Shout out to my man Robert over at European Watch Company. Unsponsored mention. They don't know that I make these videos. Well, I think I told Robert I have a YouTube channel, but they don't know when I mention them in these videos. And they're not sponsoring me or giving me any special deals or anything like that. Every deal I make with EWC is what deal would they would make with any other customer. Now, granted, my father and I are, my father was, and I have been long-term customers of them, but I know for sure they're not giving me any special privileges. What we have is an Omega, and I'm not going to bother with what watch I traded for. That's not really germane to the discussion, but I did trade for this lovely Omega Speedmaster. It's one that I had never seen before, but when it came up for sale at European Watch, I kept an eye on it for a good long time and finally was able to negotiate a nice deal for myself. Comes in this lovely box. Let's see if I can expand out here a little bit. There we go. Lovely box. The old school style Omega box has a very large and thick operating manual, and it comes with the wallet with the international warranty and the pictograms, which has all the pertinent part numbers and serial numbers. And it comes with this special Timekeeper Olympic card thingy with customer service information and some verbiage in, I guess that's Japanese, which I'm not really sure what it says, but it's interesting. And it's part of the kit, so it goes with the watch. Let me see if I can get this in here without wrecking it. You have the old school Omega inner box, the red leather with the Omega medallion on it. And inside here is the watch itself. Obviously, this is not a brand new watch. This is previously owned because, you can see there's a little bit of fuzz and lint in there. And on the non-Omega watch pillow, the watch pillow was missing, so I bought a generic watch pillow off of eBay. I'm surprised it took 2 weeks for it to arrive, and that's a whole nother subject. But what we have here is a Omega Speedmaster Professional Moon Phase, which unfortunately, because of the way the hands are oriented right now, you probably can't see it. So let me adjust that out. Let me do that. The old 10 and 2 hand position. And you see the moon phase up there. Omega Speedmaster Professional Moon Phase Aventurine dial. That's a mouthful. Caliber number is 311.30.44.32.01.001. And that must mean something to the Omega nerds out there. It doesn't mean a damn thing to me other than it's a part number. It is a chronograph. I'll fire up the chronograph right now. And a moon phase and has a date complication in the moon phase dial. You have your constant second at the 9 o'clock. You have your chronograph minute counter at the 3 o'clock, chronograph hour counter at 6 o'clock, and of course the moon phase and date complication at the 12 o'clock. And it's a captivatingly beautiful watch. It really, really is. Manual wind. That always struck me as strange whenever somebody makes a moon phase watch with a manual wind. H. Moser and C does it. Omega does it. I've seen a couple of... I think Ulysses Nardin used to do it. I've seen manual wind moon phases before. I think that's a little strange, but hey, what do I know, right? As you can see, the minute counter is working right there. The case is all stainless steel, uses pushers to adjust the moon phase and the date, or is it the date and the moon phase? I don't know which. The watch came preset for me, so I haven't had to play with those. But you know, one does one does the other, because this is only a single pull crown. Oh, and by the way, a non-hacking movement. It doesn't hack. When you pull this out to change the time, you can see the constant seconds is still running. So it's a non-hacking movement. We'll get into all that in a minute. But I want to do a zoom in on this beautiful dial. I mean, look at the fire of that Aventurine. It is just absolutely beautiful. You can see it says Swiss made down below, Speedmaster Professional along the bottom there. You can see the aluminum, I believe it's an aluminum bezel insert with a tachometer. Yes, it is aluminum. And it's base 1000, which is a little unusual. Usually it's base 500, but and I don't know how to use a tachometer to calculate time, speed, and distance and all that stuff. All I know is it's usually on every chronograph that you see. And you can see why I fell in love with this watch. I mean, I'm a big fan of Aventurine dials. I own a few, and just it was a speed. I own several Speedmasters, but I'd never seen a Speedmaster quite like this one before. So I made it happen, as it were. It is a I believe that, yes, this is an alligator strap with a very nice keeper mechanism. You can see that the strap, and this strap is actually a little short for me. I have to alternate between the second hole and the first hole, depending on heat and wrist expansion and that kind of thing. European Watch has sourced a replacement strap for me. It's on back order, but it should be here probably by the time this video comes out. You can see how the strap is guided by these little keepers on either side here and guided underneath the clasp. The clasp is a single fold with a twin trigger release, and the excess strap passes under the clasp and gives a clean look on the wrist, and obviously eliminates the need for strap keepers. So you get a clean overall look on the wrist, and I will give you a wrist shot. Let me zoom out a little bit. Give you a wrist shot. You can see how clean that looks on the wrist, and it's still a relatively slim profile with the excess strap passing underneath the clasp. This is a little bulkier, but it's no more bulky than a metal clasp on a bracelet. But on my 7¼ inch wrist, you can see it fits beautifully. I forgot to measure the lug to lug. When I go over the measurements, I forgot to measure that, but I think it's like around 48 millimeter. But don't quote me on that. And the overhead shot, the down the barrel shot, you can see this fits beautifully. And they're relatively short lugs on the watch, and they drop off rather sharply. So someone with a sub 7 inch wrist, or down to 6¼ 6½ inch wrist, could probably still wear this watch, even though it is a rather good size case diameter. And we'll get to all that in a minute. And I'm going to let the chronograph go a little longer, and I'll show you its reset. But it is a stainless steel case, alligator strap, as I mentioned. It is a manual wind Omega caliber 1866. You can see the escape wheel banging away there. It's a lovely movement to look at. It's beautifully decorated. And let's see, we can reset the chronograph. You see it's a flyback, and it resets perfectly. So no worries there. Let me get this watch back to where it should be in terms of time, which is about there, roughly. I'll set it closer later. Chronograph, the date complication, we've gone over all that. It is a sapphire crystal on the front and on the rear. And this is a 2014 build date. So this watch is about 9 years old as I make this video. It is in beautiful condition. That's the one nice thing about dealing with the guys over at European Watches. When they take a watch in on trade or on purchase, or however they get their watches, and they pretty much only deal with previously owned watches. They don't bring in crap. They don't bring in watches that are extremely beat up, unless being extremely beat up enhances the value of the watch. The patina, like if you have, say, a Rolex Pepsi GMT Master, and the red and blue are on the bezel are faded out to hell and gone. And actually, collectors love that because it shows the patina of the watch. So, but they don't bring in stuff that's beat to hell. And as you can see here, I mean, looking at the case flanks, looking at the clasp with the Omega symbol on it, you can see there's not a mark on the watch. It's just in beautiful condition. The polish elements are beautifully polished. The satin finish is still the factory satination and horizontal striping. The box style crystal is still in beautiful shape. The hands, the dial, the applied indices, they're all, everything is top notch. And so extremely, extremely happy with this watch. It is a good sized watch. It's 44¼ millimeter diameter case. It's 14.8 millimeter thick, 21 millimeter lug width. So obviously it's an odd ball lug width, and you can see that on the strap. It had the 21 there somewhere. I think it was over here. Maybe it was over here. Yeah, there's the 21 right there. And the part, I think that's the part number for the strap itself. So you can either buy a 22 millimeter strap if you want to change it and cut it down, or a 20 millimeter strap and have a ½ mil gap on each side. Either way. The spring bars are easily accessible. I'm obviously not going to change this for something different, other than when the bigger one comes in, I'll change it out for that one. But I'm not going to put this thing on a bracelet. I don't think it needs it. And quite frankly, I love the the big block alligator look. Beautiful watch. And it is 100 meters water resistant, according to Omega. It's not a screw down crown. It's a sine crown, but not a screw down crown. The piston style pushers are not screw down, so you're kind of relying on the seals in the watch to keep the water out. I'm not one to do that. I'm obviously not a scuba diver anymore. I'm not going to push a watch like this. I have dive watches. If I need a dive watch to go snorkeling or scuba diving, which is highly unlikely, I'll wear one of those. I'll leave this one in the watch box until I need to put it on for the evening. So I don't recommend pushing non-screw down crowns, non-screw down pushers if you don't have to. And with this watch, you don't have to. You've got other watches that can do diving, so wear those. But beautiful watch. I wanted to show this to you guys and gals because I think it's a rare treat to see. It's a rare treat to see an Aventurine dial from Omega. And Omega doesn't do a lot of moon phases, so I thought this was a watch that you guys would really like to see. And just take a look at that movement. It's beautifully done. You see everything. I mean, you see everything how it works. I mean, here, let's engage the chronograph. You can see the hammers move. And just nice, crisp button action. And it's a well done chronograph. There's not a lot of stagger or jump to the hands when you engage and disengage, as you can see. And it resets perfectly. So, great watch. I think it was an excellent pickup for me. And I'm very happy with the watch. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, informative. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button for me. That does help the channel with respect to the YouTube search algorithms. Helps bring people to the channel, and that is always a good thing. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. I do delete the comments that are just blatant trolling or insults. Lately, I've been getting some interesting insulting comments in my comment sections on other videos, and you're not going to bother me with your idiotic insults. You're just going to get deleted and blocked. So why waste your time? But it's your time to waste. But also, if you're going to post links to bad places on the internet, I'm simply going to delete those comments and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll stick around. Enjoy plenty of videos. I think I have nearly 1,000 videos uploaded at this point. Lots of good entertainment, so feel free to watch as many as you want. All I ask before you leave is click that subscribe button. Help grow this channel. Become a subscriber. And when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell icon too, so that when I upload new material or I start a live stream, you can stop by and enjoy the new material. And as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy, so please be careful out there. Stay safe, be well. See you soon.